Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing. Man, I've been real hyped about like fusions lately. I don't know what it is. I love rituals more than anything, but it's just been something going on with fusions. I've really been enjoying it, so I'm showcasing something that actually hasn't been seen on my end, which is going to be the Frightful Fluffal deck, or just the scary farm stuffed animals, which is pretty insane. My deck is solely built for going second. I don't play any hand traps. I actually play just a bunch of stuff to just break my opponent's board and then kill him afterwards, which is really nice. This is just such a great deck. A lot of people have different builds on Fluffals, and I'm going to show you my take on it without further ado. So for the monster count, we play 3 copies of Fluffal Dog. I'll explain things when we get there, once we're done with the monster count, but a lot of stuff is standard except for my own spicy text. 3 bears and 3 wings. These are the best Fluffal monsters of the deck. These are the only ones you really want to play 3. Next, we'll play 2 copies of Fluffal Penguin, 1 owl. We'll get to the reasonings why I play certain numbers on cards in a minute. 1 kitty cat, 1 sheep. And for the edge monsters, we play triple chain and double sabers. Now, to explain myself, I play 2 sabers because he's so abusive. It's easy to get him off. And you can also extend your plays with sheep, so it's just reasonable to play 2. Because don't forget, he has an effect that brings himself back. The 3 chain, because he's freaking insane. He's literally like a +1. I like this guy more than I like sabers because I like netting card advantage and filling my hand, so I confuse a lot. Because I'm just trying to kill my opponent as quickly as possible, and that's really the goal of this deck. I felt that because Fluffals were so aggro, they weren't really built to last. They're not a deck that can just control you and last a long time. They're just a deck that it's a hit or miss. If you've played in an era where Heretics, which is a dragon-based deck, was around, Heretics were trying to OTK you as quick as possible. And that's how this deck is. You could say it's a glass cannon / blue eyes. It's just trying to kill you as fast as it possibly can. I play the 1 sheep. Sheep is actually the MVP. I love sheep a lot. She extends your plays to such a high degree, it doesn't even make sense. She allows you to do so many different combos. Like there's 4 or 5 combos that actually revolve around just sheep alone. She's amazing. Cat is just to add your resources back. It's similar to fusion summoning with Gymnite Lazuli or Obsidian. You're just adding your fodder back, so it makes sense. I play the 1 owl because this deck is all gas and no breaks, and once you resolve owl, you never should have to resolve him again. If you have to resolve him again, you're playing something wrong, which isn't good. So that's my reasoning for the 1 owl, because this deck really, you're not supposed to, my opponent isn't supposed to live more than 1 turn. So I should never have to resolve another owl that duel. Granted, you can actually recur him and use him again. You only really want to resolve owl once. That's it. The same with all these. These 3 cards are extenders. They all extend my plays to make bigger boards than I was supposed to make in the beginning, because of the resources they net me. So I feel like I only need to resolve each of these once. So these are the 1 card extenders. Everything else is at 3. Granted, you don't always resolve it multiple times. It's because you want to see it in your opening hand. These are cards you have to see. Penguin is a great combo piece because it allows you to dig further for the cards you need to break your opponent's board, which we play a lot of going second cards you're going to see in a second. So he makes sense, and his special summon effect comes up ever so often. But these are all standard 3-ofs that if you know Fluffals, you know why you're supposed to play these. You're trying to resolve the wing combo alongside with the Fluffal Penguin as much as possible so you can deck in and draw the cards that you need that aren't Fluffal stuff. You want to search the actual Fluffal cards and then draw into the other cards that are used to break your opponent's board. So resolving the wing combo is really all I'm trying to do, and then after that, I should be able to kill my opponent. That's how broken wings really is. You just really need to resolve once per duel. Even though it's not a once per duel effect, it's just something you only should have to resolve once per duel. Similar to my reasoning with Owl, your opponent should not live after that. If they did, you just did something horribly wrong. So 3 wings, 3 bear because you're trying to get to Toy Vendor as fast as possible. And dog is really the only normal summon that I actually resolve the most consistently. Other than that, I might normal ever so often penguin. Of course, I'm special summoning sheep all the time. I'm never normaling cat. You arguably have 6 normal summons of the deck. And you really don't need to normal any of these if you have the right hand. If you have the right hand, you don't ever have to even normal summon dog. And sometimes he gets special summoned off of the toy vendor. These are actually mandatory because if you don't have any of the edge-imps, you can't really fuse at all. They're more important than any of the Fluffals. So you kind of have to play these. You can maximize and play 3 and 3. But just because you're able to get away with 2, that's why I play 2, to have room for other cards. So I explained my Fluffal and edge-imp saber lineup. Or edge-imps. And then for monsters that you didn't see coming, I main deck 3 raw spear motes. It's the sackiest card going second. It's not really sacky to say it's a 1-up. It's just not even fair. It breaks virtually any board, especially even going second against Infernoids, which Infernoids are hyping right now. When they resolve Void Feast, they summon 2 Decatrons and another monster. That alone kills my Fluffals because they can't play through those 2 negates and still have the resources to keep pushing in OTK. They'll end with like 1 fusion and they're dead after that. So instead of baiting out the Decatrons that will negate monsters and spells and traps and banish them, you just spear mode the 2 Decatrons and the little jetty that they summon out. Even going second against Link heavy decks that summon like Firewalls and, you know, Tri-Gate Wizard. For example, in Spirals, you're going to sack off the Firewall, the Tri-Gate Wizard, and the Sleeper, the Spiral Sleeper. And after that, you just have to play around the 1 utility wire if they were able to control a Spiral Super Agent or a Helix. So Spear Mode makes a lot of sense. It breaks boards that I shouldn't be able to break. And this is one of the reasons why I don't care about hand traps in this deck. Because I don't care about cutting your combo short. I want your combo to get its full potential so I can just Spear Mode you and you cry. In addition to the Spear Modes, we're also playing a full-fledged Kaiju package in the form of 4 Kaijus, and I have the Slumber right here. So we're playing 4 Kaijus. Kaijus make sense to me because they out threats that this deck naturally could not out. So you have your 7 overpowered going second cards. And then moving forward with the spells, we're playing 3 copies of Toy Vendor. This spell just doesn't even make sense. It's just like not fair at all. It's very, very not fair. Very not fair. No. It doesn't make sense. It's just a card that Konami should have never made, but they made it and it's at 3, so I'm going to play it. Then we played 3 Fusion Recycling Plant. This actually pairs well with Toy Vendor because you can activate it, pitch your vendor, and you'll get a double search, which is really, really nice. So you basically, in a sense, you'll break even. You won't plus because 2 cards from your hand became 2 other cards from your hand. It's not a hard once return, so you can play triple terraforming just to turbo through your deck and get to Poly. But you have too many ways to get to Poly in the first place. And speaking of Poly, we played 2 Polys and 2 Fusion subs, and also 2 Frightfur Fusions. I didn't see myself really playing 3 of either. I wanted to have a balanced ratio. And then it's like these aren't really good if you draw multiples, whereas Poly is, but you can recycle Poly. You can also search it in so many other ways in addition to the Fusion Recycling Plants. You have Owl, and then we're playing 2 Fusion Recoveries instead. Because it was like if I played 3 Polys, I wouldn't have had room for the double Fusion Recovery. So in a sense, you're playing a lot more than 3 Polys. So I just like this ratio. I really like the 2, 2, 2, and 2. It's worked out so beautifully for me that I've chosen not to change it whatsoever. In the one for Frightfur Factory, similar to my reasonings behind Owl, I only want to resolve it once. I should not have to resolve it again because this deck is not built to last in the first place. We're just trying to kill our opponent, make them die as fast as possible. If we can't kill them, the next best thing is to break their board and, you know, drain their resources and establish ourselves. The 3 board wipes, you have to main deck them because this deck is supposed to go second. It doesn't matter if I win the dice roll, I'm going to go second. I never am going to go first unless my opponent forces me to, and nobody ever wants to go second, which is very true. So they're always going to go first. Extra deck, I'm proxying 1 Sabertooth. This is 3 Sabertooths. He's amazing in Link format. I played 2 Tigers. Tiger is beautiful. I love Tiger. Sometimes I will waste a lot of resources on his 1 fusion because I'm trying to blow up a lot of cards. Like I said, you have the Kaijus, the Spear Modes, the board wipes, and then you have Tiger if you still couldn't finish the job. He'll finish the job for you. 2 Sheeps, and I also proxy 2 Krakens. Please forgive me for the proxies. My teammate Ed actually lended me this deck for the deck profile, and I could not find the extra fusions he was missing. I looked around, and it's just like nobody really has these cards. I guess nobody really cares about Fluffals. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like trying to find these, and nobody has them, and I didn't want to order online. So proxying 2 Krakens and 1 Sabertooth. Then the 1 Wolf. The Lonely Wolf, you just really only need 1. He's really nice because if you clear your opponent's field and he's wide open, you just kill him with this alone, which is really nice. And then for the links, we play Firewall, Tri-Gate Wizard, Decode Talker, Gaia Saber, and Proxy Dragon. That sums up the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I didn't want to go too in-depth because I don't want to waste too much of your time today. And I'm still tweaking with this deck, so you will see updated variants very soon. God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Carthage must be destroyed. I love y'all, and thank you for supporting my team. Peace.